Welcome back to fucking Ghostbusters. I don't think I started a timer. Hang on. Then we can say that. Welcome back to Ghostbusters. Where the sex jokes never die. What were we doing again? We've been gone.
On Shandor Island.
We went to go eat food, and now I don't remember.
The city rarely, if ever, saves itself. Let's move.
Shut up, Egon. Cunt.
How dare you say that to Egon?
I know, I'm sorry.
I love Egon. Egon's the only forgivable Ghostbuster. What do? I bet I do something like that, don't I? Well, that's not it. Do I just bring it over?
I think so.
Good idea. Look at that. Rookie, move the crane. Start swinging around.
So I have.
Work it over this
Anyway, so like we said this in another episode, but Nathan was supposed to come over a different time and didn't because he was fatigued from work. You know, only working 13 hours a day, 6 or 7 days a week. It's enough to kill a man, I suppose. But I had a really fucked up dream that night, and I wrote everything down that I remembered from it because I was going to talk about it. Because it fucked me up so much for no reason. And this might end up in a complete and total stunned silence, or it might be hilarious. But I'm going to read what I wrote because I don't even remember. I know the general gist.
Well, was I in the dream?
No. So, I knew the day was going to be a bad one because I had this dream, and I was already like, just fuck. It's going to be a bad day. And it was a decently disappointing day, but it wasn't all because you couldn't make it. But, so I had a dream that night that I was murdered by a man with Down syndrome.
Oh.
And, so we were at our high school, and we were in the library, and our library has, one of its walls is primarily just large wall-length windows. That could probably stop a bullet, but you know, whatever. Just know that there is a wall of windows, basically. And I was in there with a bunch of other people that I don't remember faces or anything. I don't think it was anyone specific. And I was sitting there, and randomly out of nowhere,
Things blew.
a green Fiat Cube car comes out of nowhere and just pulls like it was being chased by something. Pulls off into like the dirt in front of like that windowed wall, and outsteps this man with Down syndrome. And I hear sirens in the background. So I'm thinking my dream's making me think he's been chased by the law or something. And he looks directly at me, looks in my eyes, and screams a blood-curdling scream, and then pulls out a .45 and shoots me. Not anybody else, just me, and as I'm trying to get away, he keeps hitting me. And I felt every bullet that hit me, you know? Yeah. And when he shot me in the head, and I woke up, and I was like, what the fuck? It was like 2 in the morning. And I should also mention that was a fever dream because I was sick. So...
I have two dream stories to tell you after we read this. Is that the end of that one? Pretty
much, but when I woke up, I took my temperature, I had a fever of 102.
Yikes.
And I was like, holy fuck. I felt everything. Like, every shot that hit me, I felt searing heat. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Dream stories fuck me up.
Yeah, I've got one is like funny and happened literally just the other night, and the other one's a little longer ago, but I really remember it.
I have to write mine down because I do not remember them.
I don't usually, but there's a few that I do. Anyway.
The Church of Gozer songbook.
1919. Having resuscitated the Dark Church of Gozer and wanting to increase its popular appeal, Evo Shandor made attempts at updating ancient Sumerian droning rituals to modern-day worship songs. The practice of singing in the Dark Church was abandoned soon afterwards.
So what, it's like a mind control song?
I think droning is just like,
oh, I thought droning like you want to make drones for yourself or something.
Drone, like weird noises in your throat.
Interesting.
Okay, so I'll tell you the funny one that happened just the other night first.
Sure. I mean, mine was like a weird, funny nightmare, basically.
And let me preface this by saying that it's pretty rare. I don't know if this is common or not. I don't know. It's pretty rare for me to take a first-person role in my own dreams.
Really? Yeah.
They usually feature somebody that isn't me.
Yeah.
I'm very rarely actually there for them.
My wife is the same way. She's always, like, dreaming for someone else for some reason.
Yeah, and in this particular dream, it starred Joaquin Phoenix. Everybody just died.
Yeah,
Just
all at the
died
same time, too.
immediately. But anyway, it starred Joaquin Phoenix as, like, a detective. And,
okay, I like it.
And he was
You dream like movies.
yeah. I
Wow.
watch movies all the time. So, and he was investigating this wealthy, like, middle-aged woman that lived in, like, a lake house. And she, like, invited him over for like, drinks or something by her big, nice pool. And he started questioning her, and he kept saying the same sentence over and over and over again. It was like 20 minutes of this in my dream, and like, I remember subconsciously, like, watching this happen in my mind and thinking, why is he doing this? Why is he saying this like this? Well, a little while later, I woke up, and what had happened was I had fallen asleep watching a YouTube video on my phone. And while I was sleeping, I hit the clip video button.
Okay.
So it was playing a clip of the video, like a 20-second clip of a guy talking, over and over again.
Oh my god.
And that is the sentence that Joaquin Phoenix kept repeating.
Which was?
It was, okay, so it was Red Letter Media video. And it was Mike Stoklaza, and he was talking about all of, like, the movies they have, and he said, we'll watch movies no matter how terrible they are, how cheap, how disgusting.
Yeah.
And so in the dream, Joaquin Phoenix was, like, telling this middle-aged woman that she was cheap, terrible, and disgusting. But he just kept saying it over and over, and I was like, what's happening? And then I woke up, I was like, oh!
Oh! Well, that makes a hell of a lot of sense. Huh.
I've never had that happen before, where like an outside stimulus played that big of a role in a dream.
Other than fevers, me either, yeah. That's fucking crazy.
It was really bizarre. But then the other dream that happened a long time ago was probably the scariest dream I've ever had.
Really?
And this is one that this is one of the rare occasions that I took part. I was like the center of the dream. And for some reason, I guess in this particular case of me talking, it's going to sound like I dream a lot about detective stories. I don't. Okay, these are just like isolated incidents where this happens. But anyway, for some reason, the dream starts where I am not a detective, but I am, for some reason, working with the police because I have witnessed the murder-suicide of this entire family.
Murder-suicide?
Like a daughter had killed her family and then killed herself, and for some reason I had been there for it.
Okay.
And the dream started after, for some reason, I had already been there. And like I'd already seen it and had already dealt with the police, and I was just standing with this dead family all around me. And so in my dream I was like, well, this has been a really long night. I think it's turned the other way.
Wind the chain.
So, I was in a town really far away from where I live, so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to have to try and find a place to stay. So, I am just walking around in this neighborhood that I don't know, late at night. That's a nice touch, though, that your proton pack burns the bushes. Do you see that?
Yeah, I did.
That's pretty cool. Anyway, I was walking around this neighborhood that I didn't know late at night, and this old lady and her son invite me into their house to stay the night.
Okay.
Well, they invite me in and invite me to dinner, and so I'm sitting there eating with them, and her son, the old lady's like aggressively friendly, and her son is being like weird. He's acting strange and like off. And then eventually he just goes upstairs and disappears. And like, I don't know where he goes. He's just gone for. He doesn't eat. He won't talk, and then he just leaves and he goes upstairs. And so then I'm here talking to this old lady. I don't remember what we're talking about. It was just conversation.
Right.
But then she goes upstairs. She makes an excuse to go upstairs. And all of a sudden I'm sitting here and I get this overpowering like feeling that something really bad is about to happen and I have to get out of this house right now. And so like I can hear her walking around upstairs and I hear her starting to come down the steps and I'm like trying to get to the door because I don't know. And then I wake up and I could feel the adrenaline and stuff still.
Yeah,
like
wow.
My heart was just racing. And I woke up and I like didn't know where I was because it was just so like vivid and weird, and I was like terrified.
Maybe that's how you died in a past life.
I don't know. It was weird.
Fucking locked inside the house.
I've never had a dream like that where I woke up and it was just like I had like cold sweats.
I've had shit like that,
pounding.
but I don't ever remember what it was.
That I remember.
I'll remember the feeling,
super vivid.
and then like when I wake up, my heart's racing, but I'm like, I don't even remember what the fuck I was dreaming about.
Yeah, it was crazy. I've never had a dream like that.
God damn. Huh. Yeah, no. That definitely tops my guy with Down syndrome kills me dream. It was just like, that's how my day started. I couldn't go to sleep after that either. Like, that was like 3 in the morning. I stayed up.
Yeah, I think mine, it was like 4, and I was just like, oh, I'm not going to sleep after that.
It's the fucking haunting hour, basically. It's a fucking haunting hour. No, what's it actually called? The witching hour? That sounds better.
Yeah, the witching hour. Well, no, is that midnight? I don't actually know.
I think it's 3 a.m.
Did you just get faked out?
I don't know.
Oh, no.
Maybe not. There it is. A strange transforming painting.
Circa 1910, artist and Shandor devotee Vikram Veedam painted this fanciful scene after attending a prestigious fox hunt on Tiamat Island. Well, that's boring.
The guy in the middle looks like Peck.
The guy on the far right looks like Penn or Teller. Which one's the one that talks? Penn, right?
Yeah, I think Penn. If it's not Penn, I have no idea. It'd be funny that the man who talks' name is Teller, though, because he'd tell you.
Well, I guess if it's not Penn, then by default it has to be Teller.
I think it is Penn.
I think it is too.
I think I have to slime these fucks. I don't know.
I think those are the guys that you shoot with the yellow one.
It doesn't seem that way.
I don't remember. I know they were there when you fought that big fat guy, and I think you were just using the yellow one at the time, so I might have just got that impression.
I mean, it seems to be working.
That was during my...
Yeah, see, these guys are using slime. I think it's slime.
Maybe, I guess so. Man, that was during my Blade Runner rant.
Geek, I need another shower. Hey, I mean, the Blade Runner rant was pretty good.
I like the movie, it was really good.
Yeah, you don't even have to capture them, they just fucking dissipate. I never would have thought that the squirting from a slime girl would push things down. He's the one that looks the most dead when he's on the ground. Maybe it's just because I've seen Bill Murray play a fucking dead body before, though.
True. He played the dead body briefly in...
Parks and Rec.
That's true. I was actually thinking of Groundhog Day.
Is he a dead body then?
Yeah, there's a scene where he jumps off a building and then, what's it, Rita? Rita is called in to identify his body, and they pull back the sheet and there's just dead Bill Murray laying there.
I wonder how many minutes of his career he's spent as a dead body.
It would be interesting to try and find that out.
I mean, Garfield's a dead body, isn't he? He's a dead joke.
I'm a dead body when I have to watch the Garfield movies.
What do you mean? Did you see his face? Oh, of course it cleared off. His entire face was just slimed. Kind of hot in a weird sort of way.
Very, very evocative.
Provocative, right?
What?
What's the difference? There must be a
Provocative.
portal somewhere.
When I think of provocative, I think of like a bad, like aggressive.
Provocative? I thought provocative was like a thought that you...
I guess it can be, but I just think of like you're trying to provoke me as being like
Okay, yeah.
to attack you.
It's a good suffix word, you're right.
Evocative means that it reminds you of something. So like if it's evocative of something sexual, for instance, having slime all over your face.
What, you don't watch a girl eat a s'more and think, why is that white stuff all over her mouth?
I've never watched a girl eat a s'more, like specifically. Like,
Really?
Like, I mean, I've seen women eat s'mores, I've never like stared.
That's not what it is, you just catch them out of the corner of your eye.
No, I can't say I've ever seen a girl eat s'mores and think, wow, come. That's never happened to me, I can honestly say.
It's still my favorite, though. I just like putting you through thoughts like that. Oh god, get it away from me.
I'm like the least sexual person in the world.
I know, which is why it's always so much fun to bring stuff up. Which, in all reality, I did this with Zach too. Because it was always fun watching him flounder through something.
But the thing about New Age Retro is that like he's at least interested in sex, and I'm like not. So
don't tell your lady friends that; they might think you're
I
gay.
don't have lady friends.
You might. You never know.
At the time of recording, I do not.
Nathan, you would be surprised how quickly ladies figure out that they don't want the hot guy; they want the guy that they can.
What are you talking about? I'm sexy as shit, man. What are you talking
Well, then
about?
maybe that's why they've avoided you, Nathan.
Maybe.
Was I supposed to go in here the whole time?
Sexy hunk of a man. I feel like there's going to be a big coal monster in here somewhere. But
You mean like a coal golem, like we fought fucking
Yeah.
thousands of times before?
A billion years ago, back when the world was young.
You mean 3 weeks ago the world was young?
Yes.
Shit, I want to live in your reality.
Arguably, it was younger. Are you going to tell me it wasn't?
I don't know, man. I'm sure the Earth is like 3,000 years old at least.
Bullshit.
There are some like religions that believe that the world started when man, like our sentient man, was, you know, on the planet making things. Like people think it's 3,000 years old and not billions or trillions.
I haven't heard anybody argue that it's 3,000 years old. I have heard like hardcore theologists argue that it's like somewhere in the 7,000 to 10,000 year old range.
But how could it be? That's the question.
Well, their math is based entirely on calculating the births and deaths listed in like Numbers and Deuteronomy and Leviticus of Scripture.
So the world started whenever man could write?
No, it's not that. It's like,
Ooh!
hey, a ship's wheel.
This
Wheel
one
of
could
the
be
Alabaster Wretch. Circa 1796, the Alabaster Wretch was lost with all hands while carrying unspecified cargo from Zanzibar.
Pro!
The ship's
Over 10?
manifest records the uneasy misgivings of Captain Alfred Gaster. Crew is on edge. We hear the blasted singing from below decks, both night and day now, but there's no one down there. I have resolved to pitch that cursed Albanian's strange-shaped crane overboard tonight. And if he protests, he'll go too. Reminds me of Obra Dinn.
I was gonna say, Oprah Din? Go watch that series, that one was fun.
I like that one a lot.
Not a lot of stories in that one, though. You were really interested in what we were doing.
Focusing. But anyway, they base it on, because I don't know if you've read the Bible or not.
I have, but I read it when I was younger, so I couldn't, like, recite it like people do with, like, Scripture, you know,
Yeah.
3:14 or whatever.
But it's like, in the early books, it's like, you know, well, Adam begot Cain and Abel, and then Cain begot and there's all the begots, you know, like all the sons and all the people that have been born, and there's like whole books of that. So, like, somebody added all those up and came up with the number. Oh, well, if the creation of Adam was the first thing, or like, you know, among the first things that happened in the history of the world, then all of those begottings would add up to the world being like, whatever.
Okay, I guess I see the thought processes there then. I don't know if I agree with that, but I'm one of those weird guys that believes in God, but also totally and completely devotes his life to science, so it's like hard for me to draw the line.
You know what? I think that it's beyond anybody's real ability to ever, like, know, and there's not a lot of point in speculating on it.
You can't know anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think either side saying definitively that the world is either 1 billion years old or 7,000 years old, and the other one is objectively wrong, is foolish. Because I wasn't there, so what the hell do I know? I can believe things based on what I personally believe to be true or trustworthy, but I don't know. I wasn't there.
You seem too prepped for this argument.
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying.
I don't even know if it's really an argument. Sounds like we're basically agreeing with one another. How the fuck? What am I supposed to be doing? Because I'm kind of Mandela.
Well, first I guess find where all the other Ghostbusters went, because they're probably...
Well, I fell in a hole.
Oh, are you by yourself?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm by myself. I think that's where my confusion started, which it's not a big deal if I'm by myself, but then, you know, I went through this zone, I went through that pipe, and, you know, I kept doing that, but whenever the room had spat me out, and finally I was just kind of stuck. There was nothing else there.
Here.
Unless there was a dark corner that there was a pipe opening or something, and I just didn't see it because it's so fucking dark. This game does not do its shading very well in the shadowy bits.
Go in this pipe.
Yep, already been in this one, and then in this one you can go left or right.
Go left.
So I've been there, but I'm going to show you right first, because this is where I was when we were still talking.
Yeah, well, this just leads you back in a circle.
Right, so that's the entrance of the, the hole that I fell in.
And go the other direction.
So maybe I missed something in the other way. I don't know. It's highly possible because, again, even this area is pretty fucking dark, even with the flashlight. Then I was here, and I definitely fought a bunch of bitches here, but couldn't really figure out anything. Doesn't really seem like there's anything to figure out. Is it this?
Mess with this. You gotta get all the black slime off of it.
Oh, is there black slime on it? There it is. Hey! Fuck off! Excuse you, young man. I can't. I thought I could tether them.
I don't know if you can or not. I've never actually tried.
I just tried it. It did not work. Seemed like they were impossible to grab. Excellent. They're suicide bombers, by the way. They're suicide bombers, so they explode. That's how I noticed we all died the first time. I was like, oh, those things explode. Experience your favorite moments of the game again through the replay mission option. I don't think I will.
Probably not.
Certain enemies have a weakness to certain combat equipment. Scan them to find out. Thank you, Ghostbusters The Video Game. Oh, motherfucker. This is going to be a painful one, isn't it? At least I know the way. Fuck off. I'm pretty sure those things don't like slime. I'll have to scan the next one just to make sure.
I've run out of things to say.
You want to talk about it?
About what?
About how your brain's empty?
Oh. That's it. The end of that thought. There's nowhere for that particular train to go. Well, in the immortal words of Mr. Rustocrat, perhaps you should take improv classes. That's what he told me one day. He's
Still makes me angry. Anyway, we're going
You know
left.
what? There's like 4 people in the whole world that are funny at improv. Like legitimate improv. I don't know that this counts.
I don't think this counts. Not knowing how to talk or you just like bring up topics isn't really something
Improv is like, here's a prompt.
I'm in a funny situation, or I'm in a bad situation. How do I make it funny?
Yeah. Having a conversation and then finding an opportunity within that to make a joke is not the same thing.
No, I wouldn't think so. You motherfuckers. Get your red dots of goo away from me. See, they get pissed and then they like come in for the explosion. But pretty much if you've already got like, if you've been hit by one of their balls and then they explode on you, you're pretty much done.
I feel like...
What if I shock it? Oh, that wasn't it.
Maybe just go down this way and see what's down here before we...
Well, it's not sparking anymore, so maybe it works. Who knows? This way then. Yeah. You want to go talk? You want to go back on talking about Dan Aykroyd's an asshole?
I don't know that he's an asshole.
I wonder what the weirdest thing he's ever said is. Could you perhaps find that for us? It's the strangest take that Dan Aykroyd has.
Just like off the top of my head,
because Aliens isn't that far-fetched in my world.
Well, he believes that I mean, he believes all that weird shit, like aliens helped build the pyramids.
Okay, see, that's like, a little too far-fetched with Aliens.
He believes that, like, well, he made the Crystal Head vodka based on the famous crystal skulls, you know, and he believes that those were alien heads.
Well, you know, they could have been, because no one can really explain them, I suppose.
I'm
just finding some...
I know, fucking guy carved a rock in the shape of a skull. There's nothing about them that looks even remotely real.
I thought they were more, like, long-headed and, like...
No, if you sit... What you're thinking of is the dramatized version from, like...
Indiana Jones.
Well, they actually look
I thought that they had kind of like a cone head look to them.
No, they look like a human skull. They look like a shittily made, like crude ancient carving of a human skull.
Well, that's kind of disappointing. I really thought they were
they're not
long, like their skull, not like to the extent of like the one that we're thinking of, but
no, this is like the famous crystal skull.
Oh, okay.
It's literally just, and it doesn't even look like a real, like it ever belonged to a real living creature.
Definitely humanoid too.
Yeah, it's literally just a carving, and you can see it doesn't have like an articulated jaw or anything. Dan Aykroyd, you hack. And you believe that they talk to people and shit. It's like, Dan, buddy, you've had it. Okay, get your brain checked out. You're knucking futs, man.
You're so nice. There it is. I figured it out. It's this. You gotta hit this.
I think you meant. Oh, you got it.
I got it. Okay, go down more. There you go. Okay, so that controls the flow of caustic slime.
There might be,
which I think now I can kill
might
it.
be more of them, I think. I want to say. No.
Yeah, it drained. Okay, we're good. So now what? Oh, great. A big arena for a golem fight.
It's a black slime monster.
Oh, God. Wow, how did you know exactly what its name was? These power brokers hailed from and dominated their respective industries in the late 1800s through the mid-1900s. Shandor used his dark abilities to help them reach the state of their careers, and they were indebted to him. They came publicly as trustees of the natural history. Wait, were these human beings made into monsters?
I guess so. They were,
Each of them died. They returned as guardians to the Mandela. Their closest to Shandor's evil regenerated them as energies of black slime. Huh. Oh, so these were like the councilmen on the table.
Yeah.
Weird. Oh shit, I better fucking clip. This is not a fight that needs to be had while it's just one Ghostbuster, by the way. It feels unfair.
Yeah, this is a lot. There's another 4 of them.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, this feels like a lot, and it is. I'm not saying it's impossible by any means. I'm just saying it's a lot. And now I can't get through here. And I just got hit by a fucking pillar and then died! That better have fucking
really
checkpointed me right there.
I would imagine it would have.
I got stuck on that pillar, he hit me, it broke the pillar, and then sent the pillar through me, and I died by that.
Well, yeah.
Proton pack's not a toy, by the way.
It should be. That would be a fun one.
You know...
Anything's a toy if you play with it, right?
I mean, that is, in the immortal words of Andy Dwyer, yes.
Did he say that?
In Parks and Rec, yeah.
I might have just subconsciously remembered that.
He's in the hospital, and they tell him not to play with the call
line.
line.
I guess I do remember that.
Yeah, and then he's like, that's not true. Anything's a toy if you play with it enough. And then he, like, kind of tries to make it into a sex joke. Ugh, get the fuck away from me, all of you, you sons of black goo. See, now, this is the side of a slime girl I wouldn't want to see. The fucking evil goo side. Do not explode on me.
I'm starting to think that you're actually attracted to slime girls.
I don't know if I'm attracted to them, I just think it would be a really neat possibility.
No.
Like, if they were real, I think I'd be into that, but I know that they'd never be real, so it doesn't really turn me on. Does that make any sort of sense? I feel like that doesn't make any sort of sense at all.
I mean, not me specifically, because I can't have anything less attractive than a slime girl, personally. But, like, I guess it's similar to what I was saying. It's like the antithesis of what I was saying about giant spiders.
You know that you knew that they never. You know that they're not real, so that you're not afraid of them. Okay, yeah, that's the same line of thought then. Maybe not entirely, but mostly same line of thought. This thing is actually pretty fucking easy after you close the portals. Please go away. Please go away. Please go away. Nope, there's another one. Maybe that's why it was easy. As long as the portals stay closed, I'm fine. The portal won't stay closed, Nathan.
I think they need to step in some black slime.
I don't want to step in slime. I don't want to play with you anymore.
I don't want to be a pirate.
What's that from?
My Jerry Seinfeld impression.
He didn't want to be a pirate?
Seinfeld. Yeah, there's an episode where Kramer makes him wear a pirate shirt and he doesn't want to. And he says, I don't want to be a pirate!
I think my favorite thing about Seinfeld, and I've never seen like more than probably patches of an episode.
Really
my
funny.
favorite part about it is the idea of Festivus. That's my favorite
Festivus
thing.
For the rest of us.
Yeah, my mom and my dad used to have. I bet my dad still has. They used to have sweaters that say Festivus on it.
I was back there somewhere. It was blue.
It's this way.
How do you get that to go?
Get out of my fucking way, dude.
What's through there, you coward?
What am I supposed to do, Nathan?
I guess just keep walking.
Hang on, if I back up and come back, does it open? No, it's probably like hurting me like a mouse somewhere. And at the very least, I mean, maybe we just lose one of the things, which would suck.
I refuse to allow that to happen.
We just have to walk around the hotel, man, and find the door that's interactable, you know?
Glitch through a wall. Wall hacks.
Wall hacks are a real thing.
In real life, too.
Yeah. Have you ever walked through a wall like the Kool-Aid Man?
Yeah.
I've punched a hole in a wall before.
I've performed that impossible theoretical scientific anomaly in which my cells align perfectly with my atoms align perfectly with the atoms of the wall, and I was able to pass through it.
What?
You ever
What
heard
is that? It's a Ghostbusters DVD?!
Circa 2008, Shandor cultists searching for artifacts from the future that would reveal the outcome of their plan for world destruction retrieved only this sad, transparent attempt at cross-marketing. It's an awesome movie, though, available now, only on DVD. I like that, actually.
Jesus.
That's pretty good.
Alright. You get one pass on that. Get out of here, Luigi! I should really silence my cell phone when I'm recording.
Did we play Luigi's the new one?
Nathan, the new one we did, we constantly, actually last year when we were doing spooky content, we were going to, but we didn't.
I didn't think we did.
I don't think we had, me and you had a series for Spooky Week last year. I think it was mostly just my own bullshit, and then maybe some of my other channel head idiots.
You lesser beings.
Yes, the ones that you said are the A-team, and now you're still calling them lesser beings.
Two things can be true at once.
Oh,
They
is
can
that
both
so?
be the A-team and be lesser than me. I'm okay with that.
So what does that make you, S-team?
No, I'm like F-team. I'm like,
You see, you said that last time.
I guess I was C-team.
No,
Or
you were
like
definitely
D-team.
D-team. I think that you were definitely D-team, because we were talking about that in Until Dawn.
Yeah.
But I thought you were asking me if we had played Luigi's Mansion, which is the series you premiered in, so yes,
No,
we played
I
Luigi's
never
Mansion.
played that one. I was wondering if we played the original, not the original, that's what we were just talking about, the new one.
Yeah, I have it. I literally, Audie bought it for me for my birthday last year, and I was like, I will play this on the channel, I don't want to play it other than that. And then it's still in its wrap over there.
It's
I have
good.
not opened it. I know it's good, and I want to play it. But, you know, unless it falls somewhere in our timeline, and there's always another game that we want to play. I like that with me and you, there's constantly, we know what the next game is.
Yeah.
So we're like, alright, next is this, and we're both like, yes, absolutely.
Although at this point there's some minor contention as to which we're going to do first, I think.
Yeah, I think it more comes down to, like, how long things are going to be at this point.
I would say they're going to be comparable, probably.
Oh, hey,
I was seriously cramping up.
why were you in there?
This is all looking a little familiar. Ray would be giggling right now. This must be where all the mood slime came from. Look, they must.
That's a
have
joke
puppets
because
that
Ray
were
had sex
too
with the slime in the second movie.
What?
Fine Egon.
You heard
See, why can Ray fuck the slime, but it's weird if I talk
I
about
didn't
it?
say it wasn't weird that Ray had sex with the slime. That's definitely
You seemed way
weird.
more socially accepting of him.
No, I mean the whole joke. is
Actually,
that
I know
weird
somebody
that
who
weird.
has fucked, like, one of those, like, Dollar General flarp things, you know?
Why?
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking
He
about.
told me, so we both got one as, like, a gift for being at, like, a party. You know how, like, you have, like, those, like, thanks for coming bags?
Yeah.
So they were in there, and I was joking about it because we were walking to our cars together, and I was like, yeah, you know, this might be the material they make flashlights out of because it's, like, gooey like that. And he goes, huh, I'll text you how it goes. And I was like, please don't. And then the next night, like, literally at 9 o'clock at night, I get a text from him. And I'm not going to reveal who it is. You know who you are if you're watching this. I get a text from him, and he's like, so, I ended up microwaving it. Not that great microwave because it was too hot, but beforehand it didn't stay together very well. I give it like a 4 out of 10, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why did you actually do it? And then I was thinking about that slime that children play with on it, and it's just the fucking weirdest shit.
That's like, my sister was giving me a hard time because she was like, she asked me if I'd ever thought of masturbating with one of those little toys that you squeeze and it slips out of your hand, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I was like, no, what kind of question is that? Of course I haven't thought about having sex with one of those. She's like, you're lying. I know you have. And I'm like,
What?
I fucking haven't. What are you talking about?
Does your sister also think you fucked the couch cushions? What the fuck
I
does
don't
she
know.
mean?
She's like, every man has thought about that. I was like,
No, I haven't.
what?
I mean, I've thought of a lot of things. I never thought of that one.
Like, why would I look at that and want to stick my wiener in it? I don't even look at like attractive women and think about having to stick my wiener in it. I just like
It, not her. It.
I just like
You are
That
very
is not-
odd in that thinking, though. I will say that
that is
much.
not something. I mean, I understand when a girl is pretty and I can recognize that, but. That's the thought. It begins and ends there, and it's not like I want to put my wiener all up in that business. It's just, oh well, she's really pretty.
She's mildly attractive. Nothing further. That's your brain.
Yeah.
You don't go into why do I think she's attractive or anything like that. It's just attractive.
I know why people are attractive.
Are you sure you didn't seem so certain there in that sentence?
I guess what it really boils down to is that, like, I don't regard it as, like...
It doesn't control you.
Yeah. Like, it's not something I feel any need for, so it's not something that occupies my thinking.
And that's nice, because you probably... It's weird to hear that from you, and then, like, know other human beings that if they don't have sex, like, every 3 days they go insane.
Yeah, and I don't want... I'm not going to make any judgments on anybody, but if that was me specifically, if that was me personally, I would feel... This is going to sound like the shittiest, like, thing ever. I would feel incredibly weak.
That something like that controls you?
If that was me, yeah.
That's understandable. I mean, those people rarely have self-control in their life anyway.
Like, it's just like, yeah, have some discipline, I guess.
Have some goddamn discipline, man. Hold in your goo.
Have some.
It's almost No Nut November anyway, right?
It's true.
Except it's No Nut November for you every month, right?
I don't.
You're getting uncomfortable, I can tell.
No, I'm not. I don't care. I'm not ashamed of it.
It's actually kind of impressive. I know we've been over it like dozens of times, but still quite impressive that you don't have that kind of a mind. So I'm like a once a week kind of a person. Like how you need a good nap once a week, you know?
Yeah, no, I've never, like, and you know, I've been attracted to people before, and I have
paid the price.
No, I'm not going to say that, but it was always I'm not going to say physical attraction is not important, because it is, and anybody who says otherwise is fat and unappealing. Sorry. Let me tell you all out there. Anybody ever says anything like, "Oh, inner beauty's what matters"? True. Outer beauty also matters. Work out a little bit. Because if there's no initial attraction, it ain't going anywhere. But
that is very fair. That is very fair.
But whenever I have been attracted to a young woman or anything, it was never a very physical thing. It was always more about, I find this person fascinating to talk to. More than I want to put my wiener in this particular person, especially.
Especially. Well, again, you are very different from the human beings of today. I mean, I'm not like that either, but we are considered rare breeds for some reason, which is kind of sad.
Well,
I mean, I'm married, so don't get any ideas, but still.
But if you're concerned that I'm going to get the idea that I want to put my wiener in...
No, I was talking about to them. I wasn't talking to you.
That is not entered my thoughts more than 2 or 3 times.
Oh. So you're just like everybody else, then.
That was for the audience out there. That was what we call a bit of a joke, humor.
You're explaining it. That's a great sign for comedy.
A bit of humor there.
Nathan, you're crazier than a barn full of clown pubes.
I don't even know what that means.
You're crazier than a barn full of clown pubes. Is exactly what I said.
I guess that checks out.
Because, like, what makes the barn full of clown pubes crazy is, like, the fact that someone put a barn full of clown pubes in a barn and closed the door.
I feel like
this is a Patton Oswalt bit, by the way. What? Go ahead.
I was thinking that Patton Oswalt has been on Red Letter Media. That's literally...
He's been on, like, he's like an internet comedian, almost. Like, he's always on internet shows. I remember him on College Humor. He played the Penguin. I think he still does that occasionally whenever they do Penguin bits.
I just, like, I was watching it and I was like, holy shit, that someone, like, actually genuinely famous is on this YouTube channel of schlubby middle-aged men that I watch.
But isn't that what Patton Oswalt really is? Is at heart? Is a schmutty whatever the whatever
Schlubby.
What the fuck does that
Just
mean?
like a paunchy kind of like frumpy. Any of those synonyms.
Frumpy.
Yeah.
You always bring up words that either I don't know or haven't heard in years. Your fucking lexicon is interesting.
Man.
I know.
I get made fun of for it so much too, and
I can appreciate it.
You know what? It's just because I read a lot, and so I just talk weird. Because I read way more than I talk, and I read a lot of like really old shit, like the 1800s, and so I talk like a English Industrial Revolution peasant.
Oh my god. An Industrial Revolution?
Like I use the expression "needs must" when the devil drives.
What the fuck does that mean?
And like, everyone
I
started
have
to look
never
at me like,
heard
what the
that.
hell did you even just say? And I was like, huh? What? That's a saying.
I've never heard that phrase in my life. What does
It's
that
a good
mean?
one. You should use it. Needs must when the devil drives. It
Needs
basically
must
means,
when the devil drives.
Yeah. Basically means like, you have to do what you have to do in like a bad situation.
Why can't you just say that then?
Because needs must when the devil drives is a good saying. It's eloquent. It is, you know, it's just...
Eloquent. That's the only thing you can give me? It's eloquent.
It's eloquent. I like to speak eloquently. I enjoy having a verbose...
Listen, that's fine and all, but holy shit, that's crazy.
Needs must when the devil drives.
Needs must when the devil drives.
Yeah.
See, my brain is thinking of that and thinking of it like needs like must when the devil dries. Like that's what I thought you said first. Am I supposed to do something?
I think you literally...
Oh, okay, so they just had to go through 1,000 lines of dialogue before the fucking elevator goes up? Cool.
Like back in the day, and it is admittedly an archaic saying, but...
Oh, you think?
Listen, I don't know. I talk weird. I don't know.
And again, I appreciate it. I actually kind of enjoy it. But it's still fucking nuts. Or knuckin' futs, as you say.
Knuckin' futs. But, needs must basically just means that you really urgently have to do something. So, like, I needs must eat.
I needs must fuck. Yeah, I got it.
From one of my favorite... It's used in one of my favorite poems.
Which is?
The Village Blacksmith by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
But your favorite poem is about a blacksmith?
No. My favorite poem is The Knight Errant by Werner Sheard.
Okay, you can't back up after you tell me that you based your entire personality off of a poem.
I didn't. I read the poem after I'd been a blacksmith.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess it's different. Explore the orrery chamber. What? What do?
You have to pull them all the way down.
These ones that are moving?
Yeah, the big balls. Pull them down with tethers.
We gotta stop those balls from moving. I mean, you know what I mean.
Oh, okay, there we go. Sorry, I got real confused. Can I walk next to this thing without dying? Cool. Excellent. Nope, that's not excellent. This is better. The ooey gooiness. What? Egon and Ray aren't going to take over the universe, are they?
Why not? Wouldn't you if you could?
Why would you want to conquer anything?
Power, I guess? That's something that motivates you?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I don't know why. I don't get it, you know?
Well, power doesn't motivate you.
Power doesn't motivate me at all. I'd rather just be chilling.
Well, then it checks out that you wouldn't ever want to conquer anything. Now, if you were Napoleon, you'd be all like, hell yeah.
Yeah, but he had short man syndrome.
You know what? That's not even true.
I know, but it's regarded as fact, and that's all I care about.
That's not. I think you have to try and I think you have to wait for it to fill.
I was gonna say I don't think I can do anything actually because all the other Ghostbusters aren't panicking.
Everybody's just standing there waiting.
They also said nothing about it.
Oh no! Oh.
It closed. Now what? Is it going to start dissolving? Good. What the fuck is that? Is that a hippo? It's me!
Is that Ivo Shandor himself?
I don't know what the fuck that thing is. It's got fists though. Improvised. Juvenile slore.
It is a slore. Oh, it's a slore!
Why do you know what that is?
They mentioned that in the original Ghostbusters.
Somehow Shandor's cult, guided by Evo himself, discovered a way to lure a young slore from its home hell dimension into our world. What the fuck is a slore?
They just mentioned it by name.
Is it just like a deity?
It's, yeah, some kind of big monster.
Hang on, what's his weakness? I didn't even read that part. Slime! Let me guess, I gotta break. Oh, wait, nope. I thought I had to tether him. Hit him in the eyes? Didn't have any eyes.
Those are eyes.
Yeah, I know, I see that, but, like, he doesn't have any eyes on him. It just feels like 4 or 5 guys shooting their goo on him.
You gotta
What the
break
fuck?
this big head thing off, and you gotta shoot his little glowy eyeball.
Oh, Jesus. That is its head, isn't it?
Fortunately, it broke off its big head armor like an idiot, so it's much easier to shoot now.
Other than, me being down here and him being up there.
You have to wait for him to put his head down. It's a very boss fighty sort of boss fight.
Yeah, my God, these guys are just yelling at me and he's vomiting. And that's it.
It's like a Saturday night for me.
Hey! Silly bitch. How do I get this guy to bring his head back down?
I don't honestly know. I wish he would, though. It's getting annoying and just vomiting.
It's all a big prank, Han.
It's just a prank, Han.
I have one of those lined up.
Is it the new one?
No, I have 2 of the old ones on standby, but they're on my computer. I think I saw a deal for them for PS4, but you have the PS5, right?
Yeah.
So if you wanted to take that route, we could do that route. And then you could keep the game afterwards if you wanted to.
I can't imagine ever playing those more than once.
Okay. Well, it'd be weird to have PS5 games sitting on my shelf and not owning a PS5. That's what I need to do. I need to bait him.
It worked. It just so happens that
He got me that time.
gotcha.
I was testing it. That's why I wasn't so cautious. Ooh, shit, I thought he was going to give me that time. We're almost there! Keep gooing him up! Goo this big bitch!
He's like every country kid that we went to high school with.
Dip?
Just spitting a shitload of tobacco everywhere.
That is a fair assessment. I mean, between that and vaping, holy shit. Our school had a real problem with that.
Our school had a real problem with being terrible.
What? I look back fondly on our high school experience. Why not? I bet for you it was actually pretty mundane. You gonna give me a reason, or are you just gonna sit there and
Oh, no, I just hated high school.
I mean, it wasn't like a highlight of my life or anything, but
I just, like...
I didn't hate it most days.
And you know what? I don't... It's weird, because I don't have a particularly good reason. Because I was, like, universally liked. I don't know...
That's because you're so odd.
I don't know that I've ever met anybody that, like, actively dislikes me or anything.
Yeah?
I just hated it. So...
I don't think he could have, because he was putting all these plans into motion thousands of years ago. Wait, the Doctor is a Shandor?
Yeah.
Keep the motor running. We are coming at you fast.
When did she turn into a Shandor?
She didn't turn into a Shandor. She's like,
A worshipper?
no, she is like literally her, like not an ancestor, the opposite of an ancestor. A descendant.
I was gonna say a descendant. He could have come. We could have left Vinkman behind. He probably would have been happy to stay on the boat.
Oh, thank God you're here.
What's going on, Janine?
Did we get ransacked?
She's gone. They took her. 1 minute everything was fine. The next it was chaos. Ghosts flying.
Oh, they're gonna use her to open a portal or something like they did in the first fucking movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was a little late this morning because one of the heels on my favorite pair of pumps broke, and Lester's was out of my favorite tea. You know how I love my chamomile. Well, and
Okay. Maybe not the beginning. Start where things went haywire around here.
okay. Somebody jumped me from behind, and before I passed out, I heard Alyssa struggling and yelling, "No!" And the last thing I remember was the screams of the dead and damned echoing in my brain.
So either there was a mass escape from Rikers.
Or someone shut down our containment grid again.
Slimer wasn't in there last time though.
Heck, threatened to do.
It's funny. I always knew that Peck was a pencil-neck bureaucratic prick, but I never pegged him as an evil occultist.
But where did he take her? And where are all the ghosts? Because, no offense, but if all the ghosts we've ever caught just escaped, I'm clocking out.
Yeah, they would be awfully mad at us.
Exactly. It's generally a bad idea for the guards to hang out in the cell blocks just after a prison break.
Generally, huh?
This just in. As authorities continue to supervise the Thanksgiving evacuation of Manhattan, increasingly powerful tremors are rocking Central Park. The question is, where are the Ghostbusters?
Tell you what, kind of a nice day. Why don't we go to Central Park? Round up some ghosts, save the girl, get back in time for a nap.
Okay, the Ghostbusters ride again.
Again and again and again and again. Alright, we definitely need to stop this episode here though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, that's the end of the level. So
Excellent. I think we have one more episode ahead of us, but other than that, I think we're done.
I don't remember. Central Park might be long. It might be a long episode.
Well, if it's the finale, then it's fine.
I told
I'm liking how decorated this place is looking
It's
now.
looking good. We got a lot
I'm gonna
of
go
stuff
upstairs
going.
real quick just to check it out.
Try and find the beard. We'll end the episode by you finding the beard.
Ooh, shit, I wonder where that is. It was floating randomly in that sewer pipe or whatever.
I want to
found.
say it's in the shower.
The beard's waiting for me in the shower?
I want to say
I
it
could
is.
not think of a sexier fucking compatriot. It is! You're right! Oh.
He's beautiful.
Interact. Did I scream because of the beard or did I scream because of the water? What the fuck? Alright, everybody. See you guys later.
Goodbye.
Bye!